In fact, you cannot accurately assess Miguel Cotto's career without talking straight about that fight. There's a reflex to say that you can't prove a criminal case solely on the strength of circumstantial evidence, but the truth is, you can. On July 26, 2008, Miguel Cotto entered the ring in Las Vegas as the top-ranked welterweight in the world and a significant favorite over Antonio Margarito. Cotto was a special talent, 32-0 with 26 knockouts, and in the first 5 rounds that night, he fought at what looked like his offensive peak, mesmerizing both the crowd and Margarito with movement, fast combinations, reflexive counterpunching. But here and there in those early rounds, Margarito would land a shot, and Cotto's response began to demonstrate that those blows packed a wallop with which he was not familiar. By round 7, Cotto was desperately retreating from a full frontal assault, and when he twice took a knee and surrendered in the 11th, he was bloodied, marked, battered, thoroughly humiliated. In his very next fight, Antonio Margarito was caught with plaster of Paris in his gloves prior to entering the ring in Los Angeles against Shane Mosley. Suddenly forced to face Mosley with nothing more than conventional tape and gloves on his hands, Margarito wasn't even a pale imitation of the beast who had stalked and eventually bludgeoned Cotto. The smaller Mosley backed him up and hammered him all over the ring, knocking him down in the 8th and out in the 9th. In November 2009, it came to light that odd pink stains visible on Margarito's hand wraps after the Cotto fight exactly matched pink stains on the illegal hand wraps that were seized in the dressing room in Los Angeles. So that's the case, and this jury convicts. If you're wondering what Cotto thinks, just visualize all the outer evidences of interior emotional anguish that have marked his path in the past 7 years, most particularly the tattoos, the reluctance to smile, the angry exits from the ring whenever the judges disappoint him. He's been great, but the fact is, we'll never know how great Miguel Cotto really was. The glory of that was robbed from boxing the night he was beaten and concussed by an opponent wearing illegal weaponry. His fights with Pacquiao and Mayweather came later. They never had to deal with what Cotto was when he arrived in the ring that night. Loaded gloves were a 50s movie cliche. That it happened in the 21st century boggles the mind. In the name of Miguel Cotto, it must never happen again. Thanks for being with us on this edition of The Fight Game. And be sure to check out TFG Overtime with Max and Bernard at hbo.com/boxing. You can review both the Gaddy and pound-for-pound lists on the List app. And